Howdy folks, Virtual Schmied back with you again, this time talking about how to draw some Lewis dot diagrams. So before we get into this, let's just list our two main rules for making these Lewis dot diagrams. We're showing electrons with these, but we're showing valence electrons only. So valence electrons only, those are the only ones we draw on a Lewis dot diagram because those are the only ones we really care about. So first one is valence electrons only, and the second rule we're already familiar with. Don't pair electrons until you have to. Remember back to our analogy with the boarding house and filling up the bunk bed. We didn't pair people on that bunk bed unless we had to. If there's an empty bed, we put them on the empty bed. The same is going to be true for these Lewis dot diagrams. So don't pair electrons until you have to. And you'll see what I mean by that. So for these Lewis dot diagrams, we are only interested in the number of valence electrons. Numbers of valence electrons are conveniently listed on that colored periodic table we made, so the one that we colored in with colored pencil or whatever. So I'm going to do a Lewis dot diagram for boron here. So we start by just putting the element symbol in there, and then we want to place only the valence electrons. Boron is number 5 on our periodic table. And boron is right there. It is in the third, it's group 3A. So boron has 3 valence electrons. So boron has 3 valence electrons. So with boron, we just want to put 1 dot on each side. 1, 2, 3. Cool. So there is the Lewis dot diagram for boron. Pretty easy, and that's all we have to do. But let's do another example. Let's do oxygen this time. So this is going to be the Lewis dot diagram for oxygen. And that's not a circle, this is oxygen. So for oxygen, we can again find it on our fancy periodic table, the one that we colored in. Oxygen is number 8 on the periodic table, so it is number 8 right there. It is in group 6A. So oxygen has 6 valence electrons. So I'm going to place its 6 valence electrons. And remember, don't pair them up until you have to. So oxygen has 6 total valence electrons. Each of these can hold 1 on each side. So we're going to put 1, 2, 3, 4. I still have 2 more to place. Now I can pair them up. 5, 6. I want to do one more example with you folks. Let's pick neon. So I'm going to do this example for neon. This is going to be Ne. So for neon, it has 8 valence electrons. So I'm going to place all 8 of its valence electrons, but watch how I'm going to do it. Don't pair them up until you have to. So I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I can pair them up. 5, 6, 7, 8. Hopefully this video on drawing Lewis dot diagram helps. As always, if you need some help, hit up Live Schmied.